Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the ZymCast. My name is Chase.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Cheyenne. Hi.
Thought you weren't going to do it for a second.
You can't count on her not doing it.
I know.
I know,
I
but there
have
was
to do it now.
Yeah, but it was like a beat longer than I was expecting. Like, you missed the rhythm, Cheyenne. Come on.
Oh, did I?
She doesn't care.
I couldn't
History will show. History will show. She missed the rhythm. No, I'm kidding. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty well. I mean, not much happened this week. It's like I say that every week.
You really do. Well, to be fair, we're living in boring times.
Yeah, in times.
While also being horribly unboring times.
True.
It's like it's a historically boring moment. Like, history will speak of this, but we have nothing to do during
Yeah,
it.
it's a year that didn't happen.
Kinda.
No,
It's like
it definitely
2020.
happened. Just nothing happened. Nothing exciting.
Yeah, like
Oh,
events can
God.
happen. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to go on my Hella Mega Tour.
Oh.
Nope.
I mean, it's not
Well,
canceled.
technically,
You can
not
still buy
canceled.
tickets.
Can still buy tickets.
but I
That's super
don't
sketch.
The city of Los Angeles
When is
will
it
allow
supposed to be?
Next month.
No.
Doesn't it start next
Oh,
month?
is that?
Oh, no, that's
I think
the.
it's either early July or late June.
I think in America, late June. Because, right?
Well, yeah, right now they're in, or they were supposed to be in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Right
was
now.
Weezer, Green Day, and Fall Out Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
opened up by the Interrupters.
All the people we like.
Come on,
Yeah, not gonna happen for you, man. I'm telling you. Because even if, and I mean, yeah, like, the state is opening up now slowly and stuff. There's no way things are gonna be that lax by then. Where it's like,
No.
let's just gather just a huge crowd of people, all
Yeah.
just
especially because
inches away from each other.
That's like a year away.
Governor Newsom that like laid out like the 4 stages or whatever. That's
Yeah.
the very last stage.
It is.
the
Yeah.
concert
Yeah, it
venues.
is.
Yeah.
And he said that that's not going to be possible until there's a vaccine already.
Yeah.
For
So that's
COVID-19.
like
Yeah.
a year.
If you're looking in posterity, we're talking about COVID-19.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In
I
case
think
you
they
didn't
know.
know. Well, who knows?
I
There might
think-
be more pandemics.
Pandemics.
Let's not bring it. This is just the year. This is just the decade of pandemics. Every year, a new pandemic. Human race barely makes it. Whoa, Chase,
I zoomed in.
having fun there?
He's messing with his new camera.
I'll get fancy. Nope, can't do it. It's just a webcam.
All right. Well, how was your week?
My week was fine.
What'd you do? What were you up to?
So this week I was up to butt all. I don't know. I literally have no idea what happened in the last week. Time is a concept and a flat circle. So I didn't do much. I'm trying to even think of any like games I played that were fun to talk about, but not really. Just kind of playing through the same old shit.
Yeah.
Last night I started playing a game
Mm-hmm.
for the first time. I downloaded it onto my computer. I think it will make you happy, Chase. So I played Apex Legends.
Oh.
Not ESO. Not ESO.
I don't.
which I was hoping I was gonna
Elder
say.
Scrolls Online.
But
Come
no.
on.
But I did play Apex Legends. I played a couple matches last night. My very first match I ever did, my team won.
What?
Um,
What? That's not even fair.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
This
not
is
fair.
true. To be fair, I was dead when it happened.
You
But,
got carried.
But I got carried hard. I 3 kills in my first match.
What?
So like,
What?
so I'm just saying, like, it was a lot of it though was me stealing kills that my really really good partners were getting.
Yeah.
I was like, I got a shotgun, boom, ha! I got the kill, and they're like, dude, come on. Nothing like 2 guys who have been playing the game a lot realizing that I have no experience whatsoever. They're like, you
No,
You- you
I've
need
done-
to-
That's happened. Mhm.
Yeah.
need to re-up your shields, man.
That
I was like,
happened to
I don't know how to do that. And they're like, we can clearly see that you have empty shield. I'm like, oh, how do I get in my... Okay, I is probably the inventory button. Oh, okay, I'll just select this. Like, you can just hold down 4 and select for the quick menu. I'm like, oh, that sounds more convenient. They're like, fuck. But I did a really good job of just... They're like, look, bro, we get it. You're early. I'm like, this is literally my first game. They're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And they're like, look, just stay with us. We're gonna ping a lot of stuff. We're just gonna do some stuff. They're like, here's how to ping. I'm like, I did play training, and they're like, yeah, but did you do it well? And they're like, we're just gonna guide you through this. Just don't obviously fuck up and be sneaky when we get sneaky. I'm like, you got it, man. And so like, I was like the 5th or 6th last person to die. Like I didn't get completely carried. I lived through most of it. I assisted, but yeah, I did die, and then they emerged victorious. I'm like, okay, cool, good for them. Good for them.
Yay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I played as Lifeline the healer because I'm like, if nothing else, this doesn't rely on me being good. This relies on me pressing a button to heal my friends.
Yeah, support.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about support characters is either they're like really easy to play, or they're really like there's nuanced, and you need to like know how to like properly heal. But most of the time, like anyone can like heal, but
yeah.
I don't know.
The reason. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say the first, not the actual first game, but the first time I tried to play, like I think it was my 3rd round. I had a similar situation where I was on a team with 2 people who were like really good, and instantly one person on my team was the kill leader and held that on until the very end when they died. And we were like, I didn't die until we were the last 3 teams, I think. Yeah, well, I didn't die until we were the last 3 teams, and my purpose was to ping all the stuff I find and heal. I mean, because I kept finding good stuff, and they're like, just do that. They could tell I was new, and they were super helpful. They're like, you do this, and you do this, and just follow us. And they're like, oh, you're good at finding things. Just find things, and just tell us where they are.
Not only was this like your first intro, like Apex Legends, it's also like you're not experienced in FPSs.
Oh yeah, that's actually the first time I ever played. I did get, I think, 2 kills because I accidentally stole it from I was just shooting. I was like, I can't see, crap. And so I just like was shooting, and they're like, hey, you got a kill. I was like,
what?
Yeah. I was like, I was shooting someone. Great.
My first kill actually in my first match was hilarious because there was a group of people. There were 2 different squads fighting off like on the other side of like an area. I'm just like, and my team was like way behind me, but like this is literally like 5 or 6 minutes into my first match. I'm like, fuck it, I just chuck a grenade and I kill one. I was like, oh. And they're like, whoa, man, good job. And then I'm like, I don't know what I did. They're like, oh no. So yeah, good shit like that. But the reason I actually downloaded it, the reason I downloaded it, well, I mean, also, important to note, my internet is terrible, which does not make playing this game very easy. But the reason I downloaded it actually is we have a buddy who lives on the opposite side of the country who like quasi-guilted me. He's like,
he plays it?
Just play with me, man. Yeah, apparently.
Oh man, we should all play. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, we should squad up at some point.
Yeah.
Especially once my internet gets upgraded a week from Tuesday.
There you go. Now we just need an upgrade here. I mean,
yeah,
it's okay-ish. Well, it used to be worse. The internet at my home is amazing.
Yeah, we know. I would pay so much money to be able to get the internet you have. Yeah. That hair does not want to stay in place, does it? Just let it be, man. Just let it happen.
You have curly hair. That's what happens.
Embrace it. Yeah, so I played that. That was fun. I did enjoy it. I played like 7 or 8 matches last night. Mm-hmm. A lot of that was because I kept dying quickly. But, I did have one really good match where my squad sucked and both died very early. But me just by myself, I was one of the last 4 squads alive. Because I got a sniper rifle. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the triple something or whatever. Tank. Yeah, that where it just like zooms in. Like I got good with that thing. That thing was good. I'm just saying. I have no idea what I'm doing yet still, but I'm having fun.
That's funny because I haven't played Apex in a little while.
Yeah, I've noticed I haven't. Well, it's because whenever it feels like whenever groups of people have time to play games, it's Civ.
We play Civ together.
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, I'm on Elder Scrolls Online.
Who knew? Look, man, I get it. You got your MMO. You're digging it. It's in a world you care about. I got my MMO. I'm digging it. I haven't played it in a month and a half. But hey, it's fine. The internet here is garbage. I actually did try to play it not too long ago. One, there are two things that hold me back from playing it. I'm still paying for it though. One,
I know the feeling.
Whatever.
I paid for it for like months without playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of happens with MMOs. They're like, I guarantee that's like half their business model is like it's too annoying to cancel your subscription, and so you just keep paying.
Yeah.
One is that, you know, my internet isn't great, and so when I did try and play it, like it was like stuttering, it wasn't working great. I had to do a dungeon, which means I had to play with other people, which means they were going to be impacted by my bad internet, and I just felt too guilty to queue. And then two, that game takes up a lot of space on my PlayStation. And so my PlayStation space is a limited commodity that I'm always like shifting shit around for.
That's right, you play on
so
PlayStation.
Yeah, I could in theory play it now on my computer, but my license is set for PlayStation. I don't think I can swap it over to play those characters on PC.
I don't think so.
But yeah, which means never mind. No, I'm good. I'm not starting over. No way. Not after everything I've been through.
No.
Not after all those 100 quests. Not after all the
God,
the shit that stopped Chase dead.
I never even
I mean, to be fair, I love that game, but that is a grind. The transition between the end of the
Did you say it was Final Fantasy 14? I don't know if we said that or we just assumed.
Oh shit!
We're talking
we're talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah, you're right. I knew what he was talking about. I don't know if you said Final Fantasy.
I've mentioned it before, but I'm talking about Final Fantasy 14. That is my MMO. Whoops. I'm so good at marketing for things. No wonder nobody sponsors us. It's like, do you need to shave? Come get this shaver. It's like, oh, that's Dollar Shave Club. This shaver does a great job on your face.
Never name it.
Never. It's like, do you want to build a website? Here's a website to build websites. Like, damn it, Kyle, it's Squarespace. You want to play an app that's an RPG? No. Those are, I mean, the three big ones, right? Raid Shadow Legends, Squarespace, Dollar Shave Club. I feel like that's like, those three companies sponsor 90% of all
ExpressVPN or NordVPN.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Those two.
The VPNs, I forgot. That's a big one now too. Everyone I like watch on YouTube is getting sponsored by like Nord and ExpressVPN. Yeah. Like, did you know you can use VPNs to watch Netflixes from other countries?
Yeah. Oh, there's also
they keep pushing that.
Yeah. I know, right? There's also MeUndies.
MeUndies, of course.
I haven't seen
MeUndies is that thing. I mean, I saw it like, I don't know, like a month ago. No, to be fair, MeUndies is one of those things where I'm like, comfy sounding underwear does sound nice.
Actually, I am wearing MeUndies.
Oh, look at that!
Sponsor us.
Look, MeUndies, you cowards, pay us! I will gladly be given free MeUndies. And talk about them endlessly. Do you want to hear about my underwear? No?
You want to know how soft it is on my butt? That's how I've heard it marketed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you gotta go big. Oh, man. But, one day, maybe. Hopefully.
I don't know.
We're nothing if not consistent on our channel. One day someone will notice.
I mean, that's true.
We have like 150 videos in like a year or so. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
You're right.
I mean, it's true.
It is true.
We're like 150 videos on this channel. And we've been going for like a year and 2 months or something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 41 subscribers. And we can't get past that fucking hump. And you know what pisses me off most about that? I'm just yelling at people that might be watching this now.
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off most about that? 74% of the people that watched our content in the last 28 days were non-subscribers.
Subscribe.
I keep trying. I can't do anything. I'm powerless. Powerless. One day we'll just release something so good that 1 million people will subscribe. And then they'll never watch anything else because it was a viral video. And those counts don't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a lot of subscriptions to YouTubers I actually don't watch.
Me too.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
I was like, oh, I want to support you with this. Nope, okay.
Yeah.
Let us be one of those YouTubers you don't watch but subscribe to.
Yeah, just don't hit the bell, you know? You won't get notified.
No, don't hit the bell. I don't care. Like, okay, because like realistically speaking, in terms of, because to get I like how this is totally a behind the scenes conversation we're having in a podcast.
Yeah.
Look, we are farther away from the subscriber goal of getting monetized than the watch hours goal.
Because we just have so much content.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. I will win by numbers alone. I will put out 365 videos this year.
Oh my gosh.
With five views each.
For 26 days in a row, I am going to do one letter. This is A. And that'll be the whole video. We'll just release those 26 days in a row. We'll put them in a playlist. It's like Kyle does the alphabet. A weird number of people would probably watch that.
Probably, maybe.
A. Next day. B. C. I'll do it in a different place every time.
Okay. Anything else happen in your week?
I'm just saying, no. It's been a week, man. I've been playing Sakura Wars and recording it. I recorded episodes 5 and 6. And then episode 6 was acting funny at the end. I watched through it. It's not bad. It's just, it gets all stuttery for no apparent fucking reason. I'm just like, oh, cool, awesome.
On your PS4?
But I think the more annoying part is me freaking out about the stuttering being a bigger issue than it's stuttering. I'm like, oh god, how is this for everyone? Because my audio was sounding bad too, but that didn't pick up in the video at all. So it looked like I'm like panicking, and then the game wouldn't stop chaining me from cutscene to cutscene to cutscene. I'm like, I just want to save and end the episode here just to make sure that I don't lose any progress. And they're like, next cutscene. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Now I should be able to say next cutscene. Fuck. So, that's something to be entertained. That'll come out on Wednesday, which will already have happened when this video goes live. All right. So, what's everybody else been up to?
I've actually been playing Legends of Runeterra, which is a card game similar to Hearthstone. It's very similar to Hearthstone, actually.
Oh, is this the
League of Legends
one? Okay, I've heard about that. I don't care.
It's very good. I like
That's
it.
what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't play CCGs, so that is not my jam. I played Hearthstone for a solid month, and I got my CCG fix for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
which to be fair, I mean, yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh 10 years earlier. So.
Yeah, the thing is, Hearthstone was really the first, computer CCG, right? Virtual CCG that I
mean, the big one, yeah.
Yeah, that I had played, and I played that for a while actually, and then stopped playing, and then I played Elder Scrolls Legends for a while. And that was before this was my go-to CCG, and I played that for a while. I hadn't played it in a while, and then started playing Legends of Runeterra, which is really good. And what I like about that also is there are challenges that you can go through, which are just against AI, and it basically the challenges just break down the mechanics of the game for you, challenge after challenge, and it makes it way easy to understand.
That kind of reminds me of good training systems and fighting games and stuff.
Yeah, and then I went back yesterday and played both Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Legends. I forgot how different Elder Scrolls Legends was. It's just mechanically different in a lot of ways. Actually, also Gwent. I played Gwent. Both in The Witcher and standalone. Yeah. But I don't know, something about Gwent. I mean, yeah, Gwent and Elder Scrolls Legends are they try to make themselves different.
Oh yeah,
mechanically, and then Runeterra is almost a carbon copy of Hearthstone. Plus or minus some.
Except features. You can choose defenders and stuff like that, right? A bit more magic,
yeah,
in that regard.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I read. Mm-hmm. I like to keep up on things I'll never play. I don't know why.
It's a good game. I like it. Play it
again. No. I shall not! Anyone watching play it, but I shall not shake.
Yeah. Other than that, Nyx. I don't know.
Nyx?
Nothing. What about you?
Nyx, like
Cheyenne's
my
character
my
from
character.
D&D?
Oh, wait.
Nyx, the final boss from Persona 3?
Nyx? Like Nyx
What? Where'd you get?
finishing powder?
Is that mine?
Nyx?
No.
Like that
Oh,
basketball team? The Knicks?
I don't. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I don't own finishing. Why do you have finishing powder?
Never mind.
Oh!
Okay,
So many questions.
I have questions.
For
Like,
photography, if people are shiny when they're taking portraits. Just put
why
some
has
finishing
it
powder.
never been opened? How
I
long
never
have you
used
had?
it.
I have a lot of questions.
Chase is a mysterious soul.
Do they still make that? That looks old.
I don't know. Probably like 2 years, 3 years old.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I don't
Because I
think
had it in a
that's what
bag,
it looks
like-
like anymore.
A bag that I didn't use, and I just started using the bag again.
There you go.
Dang, I've never even had finishing powder.
So what have you been up to this week, Cheyenne?
I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I have now pulled ahead of Chase.
Now you've been ahead of me.
Oh, okay. I've been ahead of Chase for a week, I think. My house is looking good, and my island is looking good. It's starting to look creepy, just how I like it.
Yeah, she's putting like culty, goth, witches stuff.
What? I just have a graveyard and like a weird cult circle with dolls sitting in front of it. Okay, like it's not that weird.
Yeah, with candles. And
Yeah,
shit.
and tarot cards. It's great.
Yeah, and an
Oh, I have a collection of gnomes
An
too.
orb?
Oh yeah, the
scrying orb. I don't know.
yeah,
Like a-
that's what it is.
Yeah.
A Palantir.
Yeah, it's great. I just want my dungeon. I mean, my basement. Yeah, I think that's the last one you get though. So I'm getting there. It just takes so many bells.
All the bells and whistles.
I need more bells. I think so.
I just need more money. That's all.
Yeah, that's all I need. But I think
That's all you need in life.
the game is screwing me over because you're supposed to be able, like one of the things that you can do is collect different fruits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like when you start the game, you get one native fruit, and then your mother, I suppose, sends you fruit that is a different fruit. And so I started off with oranges, and then my mother sent me peaches. And when you go to Mystery Islands, they always have coconuts, but I always get either oranges or peaches. I've been to like 30 Mystery Islands. I've never gotten anything other than
And there's supposed to be like 3
what I
other
have.
fruits
There's 6 total, I think,
with coconuts.
including coconuts. Yeah.
Alright, so
I think there's
3
6
other
total.
fruits, Yeah. You just can't get any of them.
Yeah, I've never gotten, and the only times I've gotten like even peaches has been maybe 3 out of the about 30
The
times
game, the odds are
I've
stacked
gone.
against her.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck this is. I still haven't gotten bamboo, which you're supposed to be able to get, and I'm pretty sure that they just want you to go to like a friend who has different fruits. But
That's exactly what they want.
yeah, but like when you look at how it's described, you're supposed to be able to get it from a mystery island, but I've looked it up and no one seems to be able to get just like other fruits from mystery islands. They had to go to a friend. And so the game is lying to me and I'm upset.
Damn you, Animal
That's what
Crossing.
games do.
Yeah. Dang, Animal
You
Crossing.
motherfuckers!
Upset. But like, I still playing. It's great.
That's how they do you.
Yep. I'm going to have
It's like an abusive relationship.
my island is
I
now
can't
my
quit
dominion.
you. That
How's-
sounds about right. And all of your fellow villagers are all your slaves and minions, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They just don't
Yeah,
know
they
it.
keep trying to leave.
I know they keep trying to leave. I'm so good
Almost
to
like
my
they're living in-
villagers.
Whoa, lower it down.
Oh,
Keep
I'm
clipping.
sorry.
Almost
Yeah.
like they're living in a terrible place.
I don't
Full of, like,
understand.
Culty dolls and graveyards everywhere.
But-
like, you know.
I'm so nice to my villagers. I talk to them every day. I give them gifts and not just flowers. Like I give them actual gifts. And they
Okay,
always
no,
seem
let's-
so happy.
Let's take a step back. Okay, like let's be realistic. So you move into an island. There's like a witch that lives up on the up somewhere. She has a graveyard. She has a bunch of dolls worshiping like culty circles, and she comes around and she's always like, "Hi, how are you? Here are things." I'd be like, "I'm fucking out of here, man."
Wait, but I have nice things too. I made a nice like
That's
children's park. I made a coffee shop. I have a restaurant. Like, I have a
So you have
cool
a children's
bar.
park attempting to lure children into your culty island of doom. I get it. I would move too.
There are no children in Animal Crossing.
There aren't.
Well, besides, I think there's a kangaroo with
I
one
wonder
pouch.
why.
That's true, huh?
I wonder why there are no children in Animal Crossing, Cheyenne. What have you done to them?
I turned them into dolls.
There we go.
And
the
gnomes.
mystery's been solved.
And that one flamingo I just have sitting on the beach because I don't know what to do with it.
That was a child?
No, of course
Yeah.
not. Of
Don't
course
be
not.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't be a flamingoist.
What the
What?
fuck? Chase. Well played. Weirdo.
That's a really bad one.
But
Hey, you can't hit them all, especially when you're firing this many jokes. Some are going to be duds. Most are going to be duds.
yeah.
Do we ever have things that aren't duds?
Too real. But speaking about video games,
Yes.
there's been announcements since
The
we last
day
recorded.
Yeah, the day after we recorded, there was that Sony first party studio, like what they consolidated or new name or whatever.
So I believe it goes under the name PlayStation Studios.
Yes, PlayStation Studios. There's like Microsoft
Yeah,
Studios.
so PlayStation Studios. They're branding their first party studios because I guess we're not the only people who are sometimes confused about what's a first party game or not from the ones that aren't the big games. So essentially any game that is going to be produced by Sony's first party or apparently primarily funded by Sony and produced by SIE, which is Sony Interactive Entertainment, is going to receive the PlayStation Studios like branding, which essentially is like the Marvel Studios intro before every movie. This is going to play.
Yeah, that's the same as the there was another.
Oh, you're right. The like Xbox? Was it Xbox?
No.
But basically, when
Yeah.
you put up the game in the middle of all the other stuff, you press A to try and skip. There's going to be a thing showing off that. I'm just being honest. There's going to be a little like PlayStation Studios, and it's going to show off like Nathan Drake and like Kratos and like Spider-Man or something. They're going to like, and they're going to do their thing. Apparently, this branding is not going to be ready for like The Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima, but for anything going forward from like PlayStation 5 launch onward, it's going to be branded with that. How exciting! It's just like a fun little thing, but it is hilarious that they literally announced this the day after we talk about their first party studios. I'm like, you jerks. You got it out for us.
Actually,
Sony is...
I think it is the
Sorry.
Xbox Game Studios opening is the same as the Marvel
Yeah.
studio
Yeah, I
as the
was
Marvel
pretty
opening, which is the
sure.
same as this one. It's fucking. We'll take this and make it.
I hope that they like zoom in on the PlayStation P and the S, and on the sides it is just like the characters. I'm like, this is literally stolen directly from Marvel. No, yeah. So I mean, it's a cool idea. It helps clear up confusion for people that aren't in the know. Because I mean, I imagine they're I am a fairly informed consumer when it comes to like Sony in particular, but just gaming in general. I like to know things. So I am definitely the kind of person who does pay attention to that sort of shit. I'm like, oh, like, this is a first party studio. I'm expecting high quality things, or more appropriately, I'm getting this game because it's from a first party studio.
Yeah.
But I imagine there are a lot of people who are like, okay, I'll pick up God of War. And they're like, oh, I guess this is an actual PlayStation game. Cool. It feels weird for me that there are those people. I know they exist. I know they're actually like a decent chunk of the gaming populace who just kind of just like play games and just like whatever. They don't do much research. They don't really care much. They just see a game that they want to play and they play it. I've never been that person. Like I had my Super Nintendo and I'm like, I knew shit because I would read Nintendo Power.
Can't relate.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, man. Super Nintendo was the first console I ever owned. Rep that thing forever. So I have my Super Nintendo Mini over there, which I haven't played in months. But hey, it's there.
But hey, speaking of Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. We got a state of play dedicated to that game. So, look, there have been reasons to be slightly concerned about Ghost of Tsushima, considering it came out. I mean, like, it was supposed to come out next month. Now it's coming out July. But we had seen almost fucking nothing from this game.
Yeah.
And that is concerning. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why they were like holding back on it. I think they didn't want to like muddy up the messaging with like other bigger games coming out sooner. But it does seem like, from what we've heard from reports that have come out, that IGN was actually planning an IGN first for Ghost of Tsushima, coming out with like gameplay, all this stuff. And then, you know, that which must not be named occurred. And that kind of threw everything for a loop. So yeah, COVID struck and everything like got paused. Everything got halted. Everything went to shit. And the whole thing like got upended. And apparently since then, Sony like was like, well, we need to do something about this fucking game. And so they eventually decided, I guess, on just doing a state of play about it. But yeah, no, they showed it off in full detail. Because like we'd seen like bits and pieces, but like we'd never seen like actual continuous gameplay. We'd never really gotten glimpses of like the world itself. And so like, if I remember right, like they showed off like the exploration aspects of the game, which I thought looked really cool in a way that doesn't normally catch me. Like, did you actually like watch the video, Chase?
I watched some of the gameplay, like the stealth section, I think, because it was separate.
Okay,
video.
So what's kind of interesting is obviously like, you know, it's an open world game. You're on the island of Tsushima, and you open up your map and you can select wherever you want to go by like marking on your map. But instead of having like a trail going through the world or whatever, it's something called, it's like the guiding wind, and wind will blow in the direction you are trying to go. And so you can like pull up you can like press a button and it'll like show a gust of wind to like try and make it never feel like it completely breaks the immersion of the game while always having you like guided to where you want to be. Which is kind of cool and interesting. Also like when you're like riding around on your horse and stuff, occasionally like birds will like fly up next to you. And if you like follow them, they will guide you to nearby objectives that aren't like necessarily displayed on the map. If you're exploring in forest, you ever run into a fox, if you follow the fox, it'll like guide you to a shrine. Like the whole game is built around
cool.
Yeah, like the whole game is built around like actually being like, they said that like they want you to feel like you're discovering things in the world without it just being like a bunch of question marks on a map.
I like that.
And so it's a lot more organic feeling about how like, okay, cool, like this is, you know, when I'm going around the world, instead of just like seeing a thing in the distance and going, I guess I'll go to that. Like there are a lot of things in the world that will help guide you to things without ever it feeling like immersion breaking. And so like that just seems like a really cool idea. Then they showed off the two primary ways of playing, apparently, which is Samurai and Ghost.
Yeah, that's super cool. Both.
Yeah, so like Samurai is all built around like, you know, not being sneaky, not doing any of that, just going out, being an honorable warrior, a la, you know, a samurai, and
Bushido.
You know, and I, you know, I'm not 100% sure like exactly how the battle system works, but it looks really interesting and stuff. Like you'll issue like challenges to people, and you'll have like the classic like standoffs and stuff that usually end in like a single strike. It looks like the battle system is very like reaction and defensive based. Like setting up opportunities to be able to like finish enemies generally in like a single slash, because you're fighting with swords against human beings. So it makes sense. And so that seems like really interesting. It like looked cinematic as fuck when you were watching it happen. And then they showed off the Ghost station, where basically they showed like the exact same sections but both ways of playing it, where you're being all sneaky, you're assassinating guys, you're like using all like these tricks at your disposal and being super dishonorable. Well, I mean, like, no, like they specifically mentioned like apparently like the way you act in the world and stuff will dictate like how the world sees you. Like, are you an honorable or a dishonorable warrior like trying to stop this Mongol invasion? And, you know, apparently that will have an impact. God only knows how much. I don't know if there's like a morality system in this game. It is Sucker Punch. They made Infamous. So I assume there will be.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
looking back at Infamous compared to this is like interesting.
this is not what I would expect they would make after, and it makes sense why it's been so long since they put out a game. Like the last game they released was Infamous Second Son, which was like, I don't think it was a PlayStation 4 launch title, but it was like shortly thereafter. Yeah. It's been like 6 or 7 years, and they've built this game, and it is completely fundamentally different. And so, yeah, I am very curious to see, but also they showed off a lot of the presentational things. Like, obviously, you can, like, customize your character, wear different clothes, you look all pretty. There's, like, a skill tree. You know, what you would expect from basically, like, an open-world RPG-esque game. I don't know how much this is, like, an RPG, per se, but we know there's, like, gear you equip that, like, affects your skills and stuff. And then they showed off, like, presentational things. So the entire game does have, like, an English version, but you can also play it in Japanese. Ooh. Which I'm sitting here going like, I might do that because that would feel super like, you know, because I mean the game is built and made to look like you're in like a classic samurai movie, to the point where you can play the entire game also in black and white. Well, and it looks
I don't think I do that.
Fucking awesome. They showed it off in the trailer, and it looks so cool. It looks like you're watching like a classic like Kurosawa samurai film, and it's so fucking awesome looking. Even though the game is so pretty and so vibrant and full of colors, I have moments where I'm like, damn it, I kind of want to play it like that. I feel like I'd be missing out, but like if I ever like play the game again, or if I'm just like running around the world, I might just like flip on the black and white because it's like, damn, this feels rad. But the other also the game just feels like it wants to feel super cinematic in that regard, to where like every time you go into battle, like they shift the aspect ratio down to make it feel like you're watching like a cinema. It's really cool looking. All the presentation for the game that I have seen just made me go like, okay, I am very interested now. Like you had my curiosity.
Exactly. When it was first announced, actually, I was really interested already, and already planning on playing it for the probably, and now I'm just like, ooh. Yeah.
I mean, it was by a studio that has made games I've really enjoyed in the past. It's, you know, a samurai game, like open world. Like you're checking off a lot of boxes that are things I enjoy. It's just I was concerned I hadn't seen much from this game, knowing how close it was to release. Like before it was pushed back.
I forgot it was going to come out this soon.
It was coming out next month.
Yeah.
Originally, we still hadn't seen anything. Yeah, it got pushed back because of The Last of Us. So like we're getting like a 1-2 punch of The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima.
A 1-2 sucker punch.
Oh, there was a hit. There wasn't a miss. That was a good one.
That was good. You got it.
You got it, Chase. I'm so proud of you.
Don't humor me.
I did actually enjoy that.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, it was dumb, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, I think we should stay here for another minute and just praise
I really
you.
Appreciated like the timing and the beats you went for that. You're just like, sucker punch. It was just like, it was perfectly timed. You really get the concept of the beats of comedy, man. Like I gotta say. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for it, but I do have a game coming out next month that I've been waiting for longer. So, you know, God, I hope I like Last of Us Part 2.
I hope you do too, for your own sake.
If I don't like this game, I'm going to be really sad. But
I think moving on. I think you will like it.
Be really sad? No.
No, I think you will like the game.
I think I will too. I honestly...
No matter what it is.
Okay, now that's not true. I am not a shill. Let's go. I don't care. This could be a terrible game. I will love it anyway. It's like this game, it like the first 5 minutes of it are like you running around as these characters you like, and then the rest of it is just a management simulator where you're just running a company.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I was like, this isn't what I signed up for.
This took a weird turn.
It's like no one saw this coming.
Yeah. But we also
all the
saw
stuff they showed off.
We also saw this week the Unreal Engine 5 demo.
Oh my god,
which
yeah.
Was beautiful. I put it on and Cheyenne was like, wait, that's not real?
Oh, I know. I thought it was real for a second because I didn't know what he put on. And I'm like, what the heck is this? Oh, it's cool. And then he's like, oh, no, it's PS5 or whatever. And I was like, oh, oh, he was like, oh, all the triangles. I was like, what the heck do you mean by all the
Really?
triangles?
Triangles.
I was like, I don't understand. And then it went into like where they show
All the triangles.
I was like, oh, I get all the triangles. I get it. Oh my goodness, so many triangles.
It sounds ridiculous, but honestly, like I say multiple times that like I don't care that much. Like that was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
It really
Holy
was.
shit.
It was beautiful.
And they did say, you know, like obviously it's not based on like a real game. It's just built for like showing off this tech demo, but it is apparently playable. So it's not just like an emulated, like, oh yeah, this is what gameplay could look like.
Yeah.
You can play through that little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is fucking bananas, crazy good looking.
Yeah.
But more importantly than just how good looking it is, apparently the way you can incorporate 3D assets, like as a developer and stuff.
You can import like film grade assets.
Yeah, and people are fucking losing their minds about how much work like that'll cut out and like how much time that'll save and how much more perfect everything will be. Since you just import fucking perfect 3D assets into a game. Like to where people are just talking about like, yeah, not even just like games are going to take advantage of this. Like movies are going to be taking advantage of this shit all the time. If just artists in general are going to be utilizing this. Like it's just like it's a crazy application that just happened to be built for video games. What was somebody saying? Like, The Mandalorian Season 2 is going to look amazing. Because Mandalorian Season 1 used a lot of Unreal Engine, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, well, with Unreal Engine 5, the two main things they were trying to focus on was the lighting, right? And then the models, I believe what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that lighting, that dynamic lighting is...
That lighting was amazing. Just like how well like the light was like refracting off of other surfaces and when they would like shift the light and just I'm like, oh my god.
It would like depending on the angle of the light going in, like it would shift if there was like a change in the landscape.
Yeah, and like it's really small things that like because I actually like went in deep on this thing. Like it's really small things where it's like it's going off, it's bouncing, it's like it's giving like the brighter light bouncing off of like the sand and dirt. It's bouncing up against the cave wall and reflecting like a slightly bluish light on like the character's face from that side. It's just like crazy little shit like that. You're like, fuck. I can't imagine what it took to make this.
Yeah, what actually got me too was when she was climbing and her scarf was not clipping through her. I was like, it was just bouncing off her. I'm like, what?
Oh god.
No clipping?
Say it ain't so. That can't be real. It's the shit we've gotten used to for so many years because we're like, this is how it goes, man.
Yeah.
And then like, we built an engine that just makes you not have to worry about that. I'm just like,
crazy.
Like lies. Utter lies. I don't believe it.
I just got so used to like things clipping through.
Yeah, it doesn't even bother me anymore, except for occasionally it'll like make me chuckle. But yeah, like it's just something you just have come to terms with. Like shit clips. I guess that's fine, unless it gets really crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what I was playing or I was watching. I don't know. I'm just like you're fighting an enemy and the enemy is just clipping through the wall. You're basically just fighting a wall.
Oh man. So yeah, the future looks bright. But that was part of the summer games thing that Jeff Keighley's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, honestly, I'm really excited for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake.
Yeah, we could have talked about that last week. It was already.
No, was it?
Pretty sure.
No, that was the day after.
Okay, right.
It was the next day. I remember because when we were talking about it, I saw a thing where he tweeted out like, "Hey, there's going to be something coming. We're announcing tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds." And he's like, "It's just something fun and cool. Don't want anybody getting their hopes up like too high because people are going like nuts with their speculation." So he's like, "Calm down." But yeah, Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 remake. Honestly, it looks great.
I didn't actually see it.
The last couple Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games were not good. There was 4.
That's the only Pro Skater I played was 4.
4's not bad. 5 was garbage.
I didn't even know they made a 5. And then
they made it a couple years ago.
Underground.
It's really, really bad.
Underground 2 was Underground. Yeah, Underground 2. Those were great games.
I loved Underground 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. And then I think the one directly after it, Proving Ground, was one of them.
I never played that one. Thug 2 was the last one I played. But that's when I'm like, I'm good. And then yeah, they put out Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. And I'm like, oh, I'll give this a shot. And I like pre-ordered it and everything. And then like And then the reviews came out.
Oh no.
And everyone just shat on this game. And then I played it. And I'm like, yep, this is terrible. This is a truly awful game. What the fuck did they do? So like they made like a remaster or something of like levels and stuff from like the earlier Tony Hawk games. Like they'd released that like a few years before Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. And that was like okay. The physics felt a little off. I don't know, like what happened. Like the soundtrack was like completely different because they couldn't get the rights for a lot of the songs that they used.
The soundtracks are the best part of those games.
Well, I know. And so, but then that same team made 5, and you're like, oh, okay. The only reason they were that other game was halfway decent was because they were like working with shit that people had already made. But no, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, remaster, whatever the fuck they're calling it. Like this game looks awesome. It's taking basically everything from the first 2 games and re-upping it with like the gameplay elements that they added in like 3, so you can do like reverts and shit like that. That'll be huge. Like through 1 with being able to do like levels from 1, being able to do manuals and stuff alone would have been great. But they did get most of the soundtrack back for these games too. Like the soundtrack is fucking awesome, and it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like quintessential songs. And I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. There's nothing like skating around hangar while like listening to Superman. You're just like, yeah, awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's my childhood coming back in a fun way in a couple of months. And I will definitely be playing that, and I'll probably be terrible at it because of how long it's been. But that's a game that I really am going to want to platinum, just depending on that list. God only knows what that trophy list will be, and if it's fucking feasible.
I don't even know.
But when I played, when it came to like 2 and 3, and like especially like the first Tony Hawk Underground, I like 100%ed all 3 of those games. Those are the ones I played the most. Like I did everything. And freaking Thug, I had like all my stats maxed. Some of those like skills you had to do and like challenges were like fucking ridiculous. So, you know, I have a fondness. I'm a 90s kid. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was a huge part of my life. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. It's kind of inescapable around those times.
And that was just dead. And has been for a long, long time.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, that's Activision. And so that should be good. They're able to use a lot of the assets that were used by like Neversoft and stuff like that.
Yeah, Neversoft with the eyeball.
Yep, damn right. They also had that awesome Spider-Man game on the PlayStation that I loved. I played that game all the time. I think they had a second one too, but I didn't get that one.
Which one was that?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
On PlayStation 1. It wasn't like based on the movies or anything like that. It was just like their own game that they made. It was like a lot of fun. I don't know how good it actually would stand up today, but I remember loving the hell out of that game. And then it was even better because since they made the Pro Skater games, like Spider-Man was like a hidden character in one of them. I can't remember which one. But like some of like his own unique tricks and stuff, not just like a skin that they added on to where like he would like use his webs to like manipulate the board to do like special tricks and shit. It was fun.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, they had a lot of random ass characters show up as like special guests in those. There was like Wolverine in one of them, and like there's like fuck it. And so everyone's like, I really hope that like Spider-Man PS4 shows up. As I'm like, I think we're aiming a bit higher, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I had Spider-Man for PS2,
like based on the movie,
which was wait, I'm confused because the cover shows Activision, but it says. Oh no, Treyarch Engine. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the one based off the Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I never played that one.
Yep.
I obviously played Spider-Man 2 a fuck lot, but like, like everyone else, I played the shit out of Spider-Man 2 on like my PlayStation 2. Did you ever play that game, Chase?
I don't know.
You missed out, man. Pizza time.
Maybe not then.
Whatever. You missed out on a seminal classic, motherfucker. Had some of the best web swinging ever put into a video game for the long. Actually, it's still probably the best web swinging ever put into a video game. But it's fine. Moving on. We got shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Little girls and their balloons. Like this ring a bell for you? A balloon flying away after somehow fucking. Dude, that was the worst.
What?
I wanted to kill that little girl.
Okay.
Look, the game.
Was like,
okay, so with the web. I wanted to kill that little girl. I'm not the only one. So, like the webs were 100% like they would attach to buildings. I was full momentum based, everything was like pitch perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And like for years we haven't gotten
Those are good
anything
movies.
anywhere near as good. The PS4 one was pretty close, but it wasn't quite to the same degree. But there was like one of the random things that would happen around town for people to help was this little girl would let go of her balloon and it would slowly rise up into the sky, and you need to just like swing into it. But it was like an actual tiny balloon.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck this. I don't know if I'm just not good at this game. But every time that little girl would scream help, I just keep swinging. I'm like, I have more important things to do, little bitch.
Jeez.
Look, I'm speaking the truth here. Fuck that look that girl and her red balloon, okay? Fuck her.
Jesus Christ.
So, speaking of remakes, like Tony Hawk and all that fun shit, we discovered last week that we have a weird difference of opinion that I was not expecting about a certain remake to a certain movie. And so, speaking more about my childhood, one of my favorite movies when I was a kid was the Gene Wilder classic, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. An amazing film. Everything about it is just delightful. Even the thing where Willy Wonka scarred my childhood on that boat.
I was going to say, the boat?
Look, man, that's a great scene. It just comes out of fucking nowhere and it's terrifying.
I don't know what he sings. I don't know what he says, but it's fucking creepy.
Maybe it's a whole speech. I knew it actually at one point because I've seen that movie so many times.
Like we don't know where we're going or what's I don't know.
But the people keep on rowing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, that happened. And I kind of mentioned offhand that like I wasn't a huge fan of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake of it, which shocked me to find out that I am in the minority in that opinion apparently in this group.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Johnny Depp.
Yes,
is a great movie. I will say Gene Wilder is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy Charlie and Chocolate Factory more.
Interesting. So, needless to say, there must be a fight. There must be a battle between us. Because this cannot stand.
Can we agree on fuck Grandpa Joe?
No.
That dude is an asshole. He could walk that whole time.
Are you taking this from the what's the comedian that I showed you?
No, this is my own opinion.
Lady, right? Who's like, screw Grandpa Joe. He can walk.
I've been walking 30 years.
Bullshit. Your legs would have like atrophied. Like there's like you had to have been like walking to keep those muscles up. And you're in a bed with 3 other elderly people, and these people probably can't walk, and you're the one like taking advantage of this bullshit. Like your fucking family, like your daughter and
possibly
we don't know.
Daughter-in-law.
We don't know
taking advantage of them, fucking giving you soup in bed and shit.
You're right. What
probably changing your bedpan.
Can any of them walk? Can all of them walk? Like, are they all just taking advantage of Charlie's mother's kindness?
They conjoined at the hip.
It certainly seems like it. Did he like sever the connection to be like, I want to go fucking eat chocolate?
And how did they come to this where both of their families like together agreed that they would sleep in the same bed and live in the same bed?
Where's the dad?
Well, in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we know where the dad is.
Yeah.
I know. but regardless.
He worked at a toothpaste factory, yeah?
Yeah.
And he had a little
he would
toothpaste sculptures or cap.
No, he'd bring the messed up ones to Charlie, and then he'd like make a little Wonka factory.
Yeah. See all this good stuff we're getting from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Look, here's what I will say. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory delves way more into the backstory of things.
It's more true to the books. To the book, not books.
There are books. Book is a book.
I will say,
I don't know.
Yes.
I actually think it's there are books. Come on,
Actually,
like the
there
glass
are books.
elevator and
It's a different
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ronald Dahl?
Ronald
Dahl?
McDonald?
Dahl? No?
Yeah, Ronald.
Ronald Reagan?
No, he's
Iran
famous
Contra?
famous
Roald Dahl.
child's book author.
Star Wars?
He wrote Matilda,
No, I
a
don't
whole
know.
bunch of other things.
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
I've definitely read the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory book. I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's good. It's a good book. It's good for kids. Yeah, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, definitely takes some elements from the book that were missed in the first adaptation. I don't think that's to its I think it's to its detriment almost. That movie is all over the place. It really is. Do we fucking need the backstory of Willy Wonka's dad, the creepy dentist?
Yeah, he's freaking Christopher Lee!
That doesn't matter!
Christopher Lee!
Oh my
It's Christopher
gosh.
Lee was a great actor. He put in a great performance, but that doesn't add anything to the movie. We got this really weird system where Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory way more is about Charlie's journey, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
This is
is
true.
way more about Wonka.
This is true.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I actually think the backstory with the dad is added. I don't think that's in the books.
I don't think it's in the books either. It's been, to be fair, a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I read those in 5th grade. So
Yeah.
Okay, but the background to the freaking Oompa Loompas?
That was cool.
Tip top.
that's
No.
so ridiculous.
That's why it's so great.
What does it add to the movie, though? What does it actually add to the film?
Humor.
I will say.
And that they're not really enslaved. Because in
Yes,
Willy Wonka and
okay.
the Chocolate Factory, I'm like, those are fucking slaves, man.
Yes, you're right.
Or they're
They all
indentured
seem happy.
servants or some
They
shit.
did not seem happy.
They all seem plenty happy. They were having a good old time.
Uh-huh.
Fucking
Look.
doopity-doo.
Doopity-doo. I've got another puzzle for you.
Oh my gosh.
So, look, yeah, they took the Oompa Loompas. Damn it, stupid focus. They took the Oompa
My focus
Loompas,
is
and
fine.
yeah. What? Yeah, I know you're
For
looking
sure.
great. You and your new camera look beautiful. But look, I just think they add a bunch of stuff, but it jumbles the core story that they're trying to tell. I feel like as much as Charlie is a total fucking goody two shoes and shit, I feel like he's a much more
Fucking nerd.
yeah nerd. But I feel like they jumble the message so much by he's the main character of the story, and he does not get a lot in the remake. He really doesn't. They focus more. He is just a perfect child in the remake. He's just I'm a good kid. I love everybody.
He's
I
so
wanna make
endearing.
Yes, but he's not interesting.
He's not.
He doesn't have an arc at all.
He doesn't.
He's there for the plot to happen and for Wonka to change.
Wonka has
Which is
an
really
arc.
fucking weird. Yes, he does.
I mean,
But
they
you know what,
couldn't
he
call it.
also-
Well, I could have called it Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory again, but that's I
Yeah.
hate when they do that shit. But really, they should have switched the titles.
Yes,
They
but
should've.
the fact remains though. But regardless, Wonka is not the protagonist of the story. And so you got this really weird experience where your main character undergoes no change. And his whole arc is about changing a different character, which isn't unheard of, but it's really fucking weird.
I think of Willy Wonka in the remake more as the main character.
But he's not. Structurally to the story, he's not. He gets way more focus. He's definitely the durotagonist, but he's not the protagonist.
Mhm.
And stuff where he's given a ton of attention in the story, but his actions they don't line up with anything. I feel the problem with Johnny Depp's Wonka is that he's just wacky for wacky's sake. He just
Then what is Gene
that's
Wilder? Why is
weird.
Gene Wilder's wacky? It's just still for wacky's sake.
Yes, it is, but the thing is, I feel what happened, and this is not even I'd say Johnny Depp's fault. I feel it was just wow, Gene Wilder's Wonka was so fucking weird. We got to be weird, but a different way. and to be fair, they do explain it a bit by him just being a man child because of with the backstory. But I don't know, it just always feels
Is it Poppy? Or
Papa.
Papa?
I think it's Papa.
It's just like Johnny Depp's Wonka made me feel uncomfortable.
Okay. To be fair, I think Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka made me more uncomfortable.
Gene Wilder gives off more pedophile vibes.
Yes, yeah. Ever since I was a child, like that was my vibe from that. But I will say, after you guys have yelled at each other, I'm actually more down the middle.
Oh.
I mean, look, I do like both movies. To be fair,
you're a coward. You don't take sides.
No, I have a reason. If anyone cares.
Yeah.
No, we care.
Okay.
You're part of this.
I prefer, and this might be because I love Tim Burton movies and I love the worlds he creates, and so I actually love the world of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory more.
It's more of a world.
Yeah, like I like his world and his characters, but I prefer Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka.
Oh.
Now, I will actually say a very interesting point that, to be fair, is not my own point. I've heard somebody talk about this before. But yeah, no, Tim Burton makes really weird, imaginative, really cool worlds. I think that is also to the detriment of the movie. Not because everything in the factory is really cool. The problem is the world outside of the factory is weird too. And I think the reason... No, but I'm serious. I think the reason that the original works so well is because everything is totally fucking normal until you get into the factory. And then it loses its goddamn mind. It makes it feel so much more special because it's like this, it makes you feel more like this would exist. Like this is the real world and this fucking shit is happening in it. You got kids going up chocolate salutes and like shit and like people turning into like little like blueberries and shit. You're like, what the fuck? But like it makes you feel like the beginning grounded in the real world, so this feels more extraordinary. Whereas like, you know, it's Tim Burton. Everything feels weird and wacky, and the world doesn't feel normal. It feels like a Tim Burton story, and so this shit feels more at place in a Tim Burton story. That's my problem with it.
I don't know if I just don't remember the beginning of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory enough because I don't remember it being not normal in the beginning.
It's not.
There's even his toothpaste factory. The toothpaste factory is like getting taken over by machines.
Yeah,
or like they're replacing workers.
Yeah,
it's
really that felt real.
They show Grandpa Joe like working for Willy Wonka, even though he's super fucking old still.
Yeah,
and here's that fucking bird on his tongue. That's a weird fucking okay.
Oh no, because he was.
The kids are all really weird too.
Well, yeah, they start off that way in Willy Wonka too.
I don't remember the beginning of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It's very normal.
It's boring.
That's why.
It's boring.
But I mean, I think it's kind of boring on purpose. I think it's boring on purpose, except for like the actual boring stuff like "Cheer Up, Charlie." What a pointless song.
Oh my gosh!
But
I don't think I haven't watched the movie and watched that song since maybe the first time I watched the movie.
That is fast.
I can't.
That is fast forward by every person.
Yeah,
it's like, the most boring song.
I mean, I can't even watch the beginning of Willy. Oh my gosh, I can't even watch. the beginning of it.
That's a classic song.
That's a good song.
It's okay.
I don't know if I saw
like
Gene Wilder
too.
first in Willy Wonka or in Young Frankenstein.
No, I definitely saw him first in Willy Wonka.
Frankenstein.
I fucking love Gene Wilder, man.
Yeah.
And I love how Gene Wilder quit when he wanted to from like acting really.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just was like, I'm good, I'm done. I'm only gonna work if I find a script that's really passionate to him, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And so he stopped. And he quit when he was ahead and he focused on other stuff in his life. And I respect that, man. I loved Gene Wilder. Like, he's so great in so many things. And him and Mel Brooks, anytime they got together, was just magic. Blazing Saddles is a very problematic movie in many ways.
I felt like Blazing Saddles was gonna come up. I never saw it.
It's really good. I really like that movie. You just have to,
I think it's on
deal
Netflix.
with some shit.
Or I saw it somewhere. I don't know.
Where are all the white women at? That movie's all fucked up. Look, anybody who's watched that movie chuckled.
Yeah. So bad.
But no, I feel like, and like, okay, so let's talk about the kids a little bit. In both versions, the kids are caricatures. Like, there's no denying that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, they're not supposed to be full characters.
No, like that's not an attack on either story. Like they are very much characters. They're not people.
Different aspects of like what kind of kids there can be.
Mm-hmm. And I did appreciate in the remake how they did update a lot of the kids like pretty dang well.
Yeah.
With like some of their changes and all this sort of stuff. But again, like, I don't know. There are certain kids that I like more in the original. There are certain kids I like more in the remake. But like, I don't know. I felt like a couple of the things that they do in the remake just kind of like, I don't feel like they give the kids enough time to breathe in the remake in a weird way. Because like, you really do get to know most of the kids. You don't really get to know Augustus because he's gone almost immediately. But you really do get to know a lot of the kids and their personalities like really, really well in the original, where I think like the remake is like so focused on Wonka being wacky that they kind of don't give the kids as much time to shine all across the board. Like, you get to know who these.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, that's fine. That's a total. Why do you disagree?
Just because I don't believe it's true. Like, I think that they have enough. I think they have sufficient time. I think, or like sufficient like emphasis on their personality, especially like as they go along. More and more is not really more is revealed, but it's like it's builds up their character, like solidifies kind of.
Some more than others, because I would also argue that is it Violet Beauregard? I feel like she didn't have as much time as the previous one, but it also, and I remember watching the movie for the first time and thinking, oh, she's already done, because she was my favorite in the original too.
Yeah, no, I loved Violet in the original.
But I like this Violet too, but Anna Sophia Robb, who plays Violet Beauregard, I already knew who she was at this point because she had like several movies where she was a main character.
Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, Bridge to Terabithia, because of Winn-Dixie. She's like she was in a lot of things, and then she's just here, and then she's gone, and I'm like, oh, she's already done, like, because she's usually a main character in whatever she's in, and in this one, it felt like her character was so fast.
What was the last thing Anna Sophia Robb was in of any consequence?
Oh, I don't know. She had been doing a lot of indie movies. I think she went to college, so she took a break for a while, but she was in
the Carrie Chronicles or whatever.
Yeah, the Carrie Diaries, that was based off of Sex and the City.
Yeah, the prequel.
But I don't really know beyond that in more recent years.
Because she was everywhere when she was younger.
Yeah, she's kind of like Dakota Fanning, just like the child actor, and then once they hit a certain age, they're like, hey, I want to go to college. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
But
and like, again, like I was talking shit. Like, both of these are good movies. I just think like, and again, part of this legitimately might just be nostalgia for how much I loved Willy Wonka growing up. But like, I just feel like in so many ways, like, it worked better for me. And again, this is just personal taste, but it worked better for me having Wonka be so much of a mystery. Because you never know what this guy's going to fucking do.
Yeah, he's a fucking wild card.
He's a toy. He is the wild card of the story.
He's a wilder card.
Whereas like Johnny Depp, you could always count on him being really fucking weird. In any scene, where it's like Gene Wilder would like have moments where he was like totally normal. He's just chilling. And all of a sudden, like, fucking, he was like, what the fuck, man? He's like, where'd you whip that out from? But not like that. We're not going down the pedo vibes.
Pedos.
It's weird. When I was a kid, never got any pedo vibes. When I watched the movie recently, also didn't get pedo vibes. But maybe I just don't have a good pedo detector.
I don't know. I like instantly, the first time I watched that movie as a little kid, was very uncomfortable by Willy Wonka.
All right, so no, to be fair, it's been a while since I've seen the remake. What is our first introduction to Wonka himself? Like, what's the first time we see him?
Hello, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Hello, Starshine.
I'm pretty sure that's how he outside of Grandpa Joe's flashback.
Yeah, I was thinking Grandpa Joe's flashback first.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I remembered. Like, he's just kind of in Grandpa Joe's flashback, and you're like, oh, okay.
But other than that, like, his first big thing is all the dolls singing Willy Wonka.
That's so funny.
And then, like, they catch on fire and start melting.
That's great.
They show, like, an eye drop from a doll. I remember this very vividly because I was like, yes, this is my movie. Also, bear in mind, I was a child.
Yes.
But-
I get it.
and then Willy Wonka just comes out like, good morning, starshine. The Earth says hello. But he says it very like awkwardly, and he looks around like, I don't know how to socialize, and goes through his cards and reads like what he prepared to be his intro, but he doesn't know how to be social, so he's like, I don't. Just come in.
I appreciate that about his character.
Yeah.
In that one, it's like he's a recluse.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I to be fair, I do actually appreciate that too. Like you very much, it in a weird way, it does feel more real because like all of his character traits do make sense.
Mm-hmm.
He is a man who has been alone except for his freaking slave friends.
Slave friends.
No, they honored him and decided to come back and work for him.
My weird thing, he's a recluse, but he also went on an adventure.
Before. It's like how many years was this factory shut down? Or
well, just closed to the outside world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
no one knows.
That's how long
it's
ago
probably
he went.
explained. No one knows.
It definitely is. It just
who knows? It's a mystery. There are no answers. But I still to this day though, and that is actually a great intro. You do learn like a lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka introduction is one of the strongest character introductions I've ever seen without a line of dialogue. Do you remember how he's introduced, Chase?
In the original?
Vaguely.
Yeah, when he's hobbling.
Where he's like walking with
and then he trips over and goes
stuck. He does the flip and he like,
yeah.
And like that alone, I think tells you everything you need to fucking know about this Willy Wonka without him saying a word. And apparently that was all Gene Wilder too. Like that was not his introduction in the script. Like I saw that in an interview where he's like, this was like my make it or break it moment. Like he basically said, he's like, I want this to happen because then you never know if anything Wonka says is a lie or if he's telling the truth. And I think that kind of wild card-esque thing is what makes his Wonka work so well, because he is somehow both the closest thing the story has to a villain and is like a mentor figure. He is like somehow in so many ways like the MacGuffin, the mentor, and the antagonist.
Yeah.
And I think it works better having him be this mystery because like having it work out to where all of this really was a test. All of this really was about like he had in his intentions the whole time. He knew exactly what he wanted. He had this broken out. I think it makes him maybe not like a more three-dimensional character, but I think it makes him much more interesting in the role that he plays in the story. Whereas like, all the things that happen to Wonka's like, I don't know, I don't like this. And then he's like, and then I have to confront my father. And then, okay, actually, you were right, whatever, here you go. It just kind of feels so muddled at the end of the remake. Like, I'm just like, why does this need to be here? Like, why did we decide that, like, Wonka needs to go on this emotional journey at the cost of our main character? Charlie in the original story starts out as kind of a little shit. Like, he's not a terrible kid. He's a good kid, but he's a little prick in so many little ways. And he's just, like, kind of, like, poking at things, and he is 100% all down for like drinking the fizzy lifting drink and dragging Grandpa Joe into it. But it feels totally legit to his character. Like he's not this like perfect ho-hum happy-go-lucky kid. I just love everybody. He feels like a fucking kid. Whereas like Charlie in the remake just feels like, well, we just need the perfect human being.
He's very well behaved.
He is the perfect child.
Super well behaved, like super selfless. I'm just like,
just for the
he's a great kid.
For the sake of his family.
Yeah, he wanted to sell for money,
Yeah, I do.
He's a good kid.
Obviously, I would love to know this person in real life and benefit from his kindness. But like, this kid would drive me crazy. Are you kidding me?
You're a Grandpa Joe. You want to take advantage of people that can do your bidding.
Exactly. No. No. But like, legitimately, like this kid just sucks because he's too perfect. Like, am I the only person who finds Charlie a horribly boring character? Andrew goes, no change.
You say yes, he's the only person?
Huh?
You think he's right or he's
No,
he's
I think Kyle's right. I remember that as a child too. I was like, he's too perfect. Screw him.
I liked him.
I liked
I don't emotionally
him,
connect. I never emotionally connected to Charlie in the remake. Whereas, like, when I was a kid and I watched the original, I'm like, yeah, go Charlie. Because, like, yeah, he's a little bit of a butthead. So was I. And so like I find it like, stories, in my opinion, should be about change, fundamental change. Like you should have your character start somewhere and end somewhere else. Like they should go on a journey. And what I like about the ending of the first, like of the original movie, is that over the course of the story and the change that Charlie goes through, but also like his core character at the end of it, I feel like he earns the factory. Whereas like
the remake, face.
But like you kind of know what I mean? Like, I feel like he earns it. Whereas like in the remake, the kid that we meet at the beginning should just be given this fucking factory, and the whole movie is him basically convincing Wonka he's right about that fact. Like, or that like the filmmakers are right about that fact. Like, this is a perfect kid, give him to it. And Wonka's like, no, fine. And I just personally never found that as interesting.
Are we boring you?
I lost track of, I lost track of what I was gonna say though. Yeah. I will agree that like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory is not like a real character. He's not. He is also a caricature.
Flat character.
Yeah, because he starts off a super good kid because he's like always trying to help. When he gets the golden ticket, he's like, "No, Mom, we need to sell this, so because we need the money more than we need chocolate." And then like at the end of the movie, he's still no, my family comes first. I don't need your chocolate factory. Like it's the same character. Whereas like in Willy Wonka, yeah, he's like a terrible kid. He's not a terrible kid, but he's not
a terrible kid.
He's a kid. He's a regular kid. And then at the end, although I would say that he's just a very gullible kid because he let his grandfather he did not want to drink the fizzy drink. It was the grandfather who was like, "No, let's try it. We should totally
Grandpa
do
Joe."
This. Yeah. And then he's just like, "Oh yeah, okay. I guess I lost. Here, take this." I don't know. I still wouldn't say he fully earned it cuz like I don't know. But he has room to grow. I still though think that the Chocolate Factory in Willy Wonka is kind of boring compared to like Charlie and the
Even
Chocolate
with the boat?
Factory.
Okay, now I will say that like yes,
some of that's technology though.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of what I'm going to say. Like
practicality.
That is very much a thing to where like and it's 100% a legitimate criticism when comparing the two movies. Where like yes, the Chocolate Factory in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is much more visually interesting. Like it's crazy and it's super cool and they got all these intricate things going on. And yeah, absolutely, it's much more appealing to look at. Whereas in the original, it feels a little bit more like a factory, a wacky ass factory, but a factory. And like, yeah, that's 100% true. And yeah, a lot of that is because of the limitations of the time and technology and even just the way movies were made back then. Like, you need to bear in mind when this movie came out, that was wacky ass shit. Like, there was a river of chocolate that you had a boat on that you sailed through, and there was like a fucking demon summoning ritual in the middle of it.
Oh, speaking
and there were...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just remembered. I think that scene with the tunnel scene is actually one of the top 100 like most scary scenes. I believe it's
haunting.
Yeah, I think at one time it was like, dang, I saw it. Oh, do you know Bravo, right? I'm pretty sure they had it listed as like one of the top scariest scenes of all time.
I think part of the reason it's so scary too is because it comes out of fucking nowhere. It's really disturbing.
It is. It's haunting.
Oh,
because like
scary. I was messed up child though.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that in that regard. There's problems with being a messed up child, but like in terms of just like being down for the darkness, whatever. But like because like there are a lot of movies that have scenes that I would argue are actually scarier than that scene, like a lot of them. But the thing is, immediately before and after this, it's like a whimsical, lighthearted story. Yeah. And then right in the middle there, we just saw like a dark boat with like horrifying images in the background as Willy Wonka just says like this creepy ass monologue where he just starts progressively screaming. And all the characters are freaking out. Like, there's like, what the fuck is happening? And it just like gets you because you're not ready for it. When you watch movies that have scarier scenes, usually that shit is coming. Man, if Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory came out today with that scene in it, parents would have lost their goddamn minds.
That's true, yeah.
Like, that would have been cut so fast. Like, if it somehow made it into the theatrical cut of a film, parents would have fucking boycotted that movie. They'd be like, what are you trying to do scarring my children?
Yeah.
But, like, here's the thing. I grew up on that. It didn't scar me.
Unless
I think
it was
back
like
and go, what?
I would say if it was like a PG-13 movie, it'd be like
Yeah.
admissible, but PG.
This is G-rated,
Yeah, oh, it's,
right?
Oh, yeah, I think
G-rated.
it's before PG though, right?
I don't know. It came out.
No,
in
PG-13. No,
late
PG
70s?
existed. PG-13 was added.
Yeah.
But I think Willy Wonka is rated G somehow.
That's fucking crazy. That is.
Let's
Well,
see.
to be fair, Poltergeist when it came out was PG.
Well, yeah, because there was no PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's
I mean,
part of the reason that it happened.
Yeah, it-
Wasn't it Jaws the first, or that like
don't
that was the
know.
reason?
I don't
Huh.
remember.
But yeah, there's things. As he
Le
types.
Google.
Google.
Yep.
Google.
I don't know where. Oh yeah, it definitely. Oh, I love here. Parents Guide, IMDb. If released today, the movie would definitely lose its G rating due to the boat scene alone. So yeah, definitely rated G.
Jeez.
Movies aren't made that are rated G anymore. Like, it technically exists,
No.
but movies just
Well,
don't get it anymore.
No, the last G movies I think were.
They're like really, really young kid
I don't
movies.
know. I'm thinking of like, because even Disney movies are PG. Yeah.
Yes.
There was
Almost
one
all of them.
recently.
Yeah. I have this like image of a G-rated movie, and I can't think of like
It's like something.
even what it
um,
is.
dang, I know there was one. I think last year. It just wasn't popular.
Is it like theatrically released?
Yes, I believe so. It was like an animated child's movie.
Ugly Dolls.
It might have.
Apparently, Toy Story 4 was rated G.
Yeah, there you
okay.
go. Okay, but no, I don't think it was Ugly Dolls.
That movie.
That is
made me
so
cry.
not rated.
I know.
They are incorrect.
know.
That is not G.
And just in
that's what it says
general,
here.
I don't think children should watch Toy Story movies.
Toy Story 1 is
Toy Story, all of those are so dark.
well, like with Sid, that's messed up. But also like
Yeah.
even the like animation is horrifying alone. Even
Yes.
though it was revolutionary, it is horrifying.
I think Toy
When we
Story
said-
is one of the movies that actually scarred me the most as a child.
Fair. It's kind of disturbing. I like too how they focus on because the toys don't look too disturbing because they're toys, but it's the humans that look
Yes.
disturbing as fuck.
I typed in 5. Oh wait, hold on.
It actually focused there for a second, and then you moved it.
Hello. Oh, wait. No, I got it. No.
What are you doing, Chase? You trying to screen share?
No, I'm trying to flip me horizontally so you can read it.
Okay, so now other people can read it. I can't.
Oh, well, it says 5 seriously disturbing moments in G-rated movies, and it's the first one. The picture
There's
is
Willy Wonka.
yeah. The thumbnail was Willy Wonka.
I mean, it's true. Like that scene, though. But I mean, that scene is iconic.
Yeah.
It's arguably the most iconic scene of the entire movie.
I just typed in G-rated, and that's what came up. Like 5, like or seriously disturbing moments in G-rated movies.
That's one of the only things I really remember from that first movie.
Oh wait,
To be fair,
it
I
has a
remember-
breakdown of like different ones. So the first one says all dogs go to heaven, except this one time. I don't know. I haven't seen it. The Deadly Burden
when they
of
go to hell.
Intelligence. I don't really know what movie that is. Sid's Toys
Yep.
Sid's
is one of
Toys.
them.
Yep.
Sex Tree from was that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
What is that?
And the Psychedelic Terror Tunnel. Kyle gets it. I don't even know what it is. This is.
I don't know what that is.
Moving on. Yeah, it's and again, this is always just going to be a thing about personal taste. Like, there's no way anyone's winning this argument, but I am. So it's
No, I'm winning. Forget you people.
You can't
because
win
we're like,
middle of the road.
that's actually usually where people win.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
Agree to disagree.
yeah, but I just feel like I guess part of my problem is like I do like Tim Burton movies. I just feel like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is almost too much of a Tim Burton movie, that it kind of loses some of its point along the way, which is actually a problem I think Tim Burton has in
Yeah.
general.
No, that's just him in general.
Yeah, like he doesn't focus well, and he usually takes you on like a crazy cool ride.
Yes.
That's almost always a lot of fun.
He's a good world builder, but not necessarily a good main character builder.
Yeah. I do think he has like some storytelling issues, some thematic issues a lot.
Even in like Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite movies. I still like that like third act is just
it's questionable.
It's weird. And it's like almost forgettable. Like I know what happens, but it's like I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's all about the making Christmas part.
Yeah. The first two of the movie are solid.
Awesome. And then it's just like, well, we need to have this VR climax, I guess.
Yeah.
You're like, why?
It's like this is what they're building up to, so he gets shot out of the sky and like
No, to be fair, great song immediately after that.
Yes.
No, the music is great. That's all Danny Elfman.
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, Danny Elfman did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, though.
Did he?
That's true. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the music of that is fantastic. Like, I've always preferred, even though, like, so here's the thing. The Oompa Loompa songs in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory are iconic, but super silly and, like, not actually great music.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest here. Like, the Candyman song, like, the Candyman Can, like, that's a great, like, classic little, like, like song. Like, everybody knows that song. But, like, I'd say it's the only, like, great song in that movie. Whereas, like, I really like what they do in the music in the remake.
Yeah.
First of all, I will say, like, you know, I criticized it for something like earlier that I will take back slightly in this. I do like how there are no songs outside of the Chocolate Factory in the remake.
I like that too.
And how that is what kind of harkens toward this being weirder in this version of the story. Where it's like now suddenly we're in the factory and it's kind of turned into a little bit of a musical. Yeah. So like that I appreciate. I do like the ideas behind the Oompa Loompa songs and how like they're focused on like different like genres of music and different eras as they go. I thought that was really cool. I don't actually like the Oompa Loompa songs though that much in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like they're fine, but I like the idea behind them. It's just like not really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's very much a personal taste thing for me, where it's like I really like what they went out to do. Like that's what I will say. Whereas like, you know, all of the Oompa Loompa songs in the original are kind of just Oompa Loompa, time to make rhymes. Then we will talk about morals and stuff.
Yeah. But that's why people remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it's catchy. It sticks in your fucking brain.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't make it good.
Yeah, occasionally just out of nowhere I'll just get that in my head like Oompa.
Yeah,
but like I don't know why.
The other day I randomly
I'm not even thinking about anything related to Willy Wonka, like just out of nowhere in my head.
Okay, here's something unrelated but was bothering me this morning. And I was thinking about it because this has happened to me like multiple times this week and in the past.
Yeah.
Where I fall asleep with a song in my head. Sleep for like 8 hours or however long. I wake up, it's immediately still in my head. And I start singing it again. Immediately when I wake up, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is this song still in my head?
Because your consciousness hasn't really gone through much.
Yeah. It's just, I found it super weird. I was like,
I don't know if that's ever happened to me. To be fair, I don't get songs stuck in my head that much, to be honest. And like, even if they do, I don't really notice much.
No. Running soundtrack going on over here, just in the back of my head. There's always something.
The only time I have a running soundtrack is when I go out running and put on a soundtrack.
Ew, running.
That's what I thought she meant when she started saying.
I thought so too.
Nope, my head is.
I was like,
terrible.
oh, you go out running? Oh, okay, good to know.
Ew, no, running is terrible. No one needs to run.
This doesn't mean anything to you guys, but it just reminds me of the scene in Back to the Future 3, where Doc is getting drunk at the bar, like at the saloon in the Old West, and they're like, so you're trying to tell us that in the future nobody walks anywhere? He's like, no, we do, for leisure. And they're like, you're out of your damn mind. It just made me think of that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so, agree to disagree. I think we can stand that they're both good movies, but obviously Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is better.
But obviously Charlie is better.
Yeah, in Willy
they're
Wonka
both
and the
good.
Chocolate Factory.
No, they're both good.
Like, let's just break it down, okay? Things that we've agreed on in this. Charlie is a more interesting character in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Cheyenne agrees that Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka is better in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I do agree on both points so far.
So obviously, it's a better movie.
Incorrect, because I still think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory has a better world than Willy Wonka Chocolate, which in total weighs more for me to where it like evens out.
Than characters?
Yeah, because I don't care about the main characters sometimes. I mean, my characters that I like usually die, so I try not to get attached.
Yeah, to be fair, I have a similar problem with writing. I think I can like build worlds out, but then characters are like iffy. I'm Tim Burton.
Oh my god!
Yes!
Chase, with our powers combined, we'll make something okay. Like, characters mean so much more to me than like a world. Because, like, in my opinion, you can have a story with like a really fascinating world, but like if I'm not following characters I give a shit about, that world can only get me so far. Like, I've never been completely invested in a series where I don't care about its characters, and I'm just like, I wonder what else is going to happen in this world. Whereas, like, I have definitely experienced, like, I've definitely...
I have one that I'm thinking of is Naruto. So the original run, or like the original series, I did not care about Naruto at all. Like, not really at all. But the world building was like really interesting for me, so I stuck around. And then in Shippuden, his character gets much more interesting,
much better,
which I stick around for. But that's an example of something like the world kind of meant more to me than the actual character that the story is being told about.
And I'm not even necessarily just saying like the main character, to be fair. Like, I have plenty of stories where like I don't care that much about the main character, Harry Potter, but
oh yes, I agree.
Like, I'm sorry,
okay,
Harry
the
Potter's
books are much better. Okay, like movie version of Harry Potter.
I have read all the books, sir. In Harry Potter, in the books, Harry Potter is my least favorite character. Like, yeah, he's not even... Yeah, somehow he's less interesting in the movies, but that's not even the biggest of, like, a fucking character destruction that those movies did. Those movies ruined Ron.
Yeah, they ruined a lot of parts of that story. All like the story, like the characters, the actual plot in some areas.
Those movies... Yeah, no, those movies are very, like, enjoyable movies.
Yeah, they were, like, some of my favorites when I was growing up.
But when you compare them as adaptations of these books, they're like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's why, actually, I think, like, Chase, like you, like my ex, like, experiencing the movies, then reading the books, probably the best way to go about most things in life, in my opinion.
I would agree. I've read so many books that turned into movies, and I'm like, you destroyed my book.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if you watch the movie first and you find it enjoyable, then you go to the books and it's even better.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's an improvement.
Yeah. I had that experience with Twilight where I was like, oh, this movie's cool. Read the book. I'm like, oh, that movie was trash. And then now I'm older and I'm like, oh, the book was trash too. Gosh darn it.
Hey, there's a new one out.
Hey, I already pre-ordered it, though.
Or it's coming out. Yeah.
I don't care. It was trash. Yeah. That was my childhood. I need to read it.
What?
Stephanie Meyer.
Yeah, she... Okay, hold on, Chase. I got this. Okay. So almost 10 years ago, no, more than 10 years ago, when the first Twilight movie came out, there was a plan for the Edward version of the book to come out.
Not this shit again.
Yeah. So this was always planned, but someone leaked her unfinished draft.
Unedited.
Unedited. It was like sort of edited, but like there was a lot of typos still. She got butthurt. Basically, this book had a release date. Like, there was a whole plan. It was already basically done. She got butthurt that it was released. It was leaked. And she was like, nope, not doing it. Not finishing it. Never releasing it. And so she released a approved version of an excerpt of the book on her website. And she was like, that's all you guys get. I'm never coming back to this. She did several other spin-offs. And recently, like 2 weeks ago, was like, hey guys, remember that book I said I wasn't releasing? Guess what? Coming out August 4th.
That's really convenient. Releasing a book you wrote like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say like when no one cares about it anymore.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
No, incorrect. I still
wish
see.
Sorry, you were wrong about
when
that,
I don't
but
care about it.
Oh yeah, you don't care.
You're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong, Chase. Even my mom heard about this on the news, like on like regular news.
Okay.
But
when did this turn into a thing? Like, was this the impetus for this being a thing? Because I know like there's like Gray or whatever was like the 50 Shades of Grey version of this. Isn't there like with like Divergent? Wasn't there like a book from like Four's perspective or whatever? Like this is like totally a thing. Was this a reaction to that, or did this like unreleased book create this?
I think that because I believe that this is the first of the big young adult series that was supposed to have this, because this was like at the height of fan fiction, I believe, because Twilight helped really push forward fan fiction into more mainstream, because before Twilight there wasn't big like fan fiction that turned into
Pay
other
no attention
things.
to the camera.
I'm like, what happened, Chase?
Yeah, because like 50 Shades of Grey didn't do their thing for a while after. Divergent was better planned, I think, because the Four perspective came out like right after this whole series ended. Like they had that planned, and
to be fair, that doesn't work as well based on... I've never actually read those books, but I know how they end. So I don't think it's as novel having a whole book from Forrest's perspective, considering a chunk of the last book is from Forrest's perspective.
That's true, but this... Because I actually read this one. I've read the whole series, but the Four perspective is not... It's like some things that are not in the movies or in the actual books, too. It's like books and pre-movies. So you see
That's
like...
Cool.
how his character developed, because some of the things like he skipped over in the first movies and books, because you know he's not Triss. But
when I
what's weird though is also Hunger Games just came out with a prequel, or it's coming out. Yeah, I told you about that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. It's,
what the fuck?
So I don't know what it is about this year, and they're like, "Hey, remember this?"
It's
book
just
that
Haymitch's
was,
story.
Like, yeah, no, and it's a complete prequel. Like it's before the Hunger Games,
before
the war.
Hunger Games. I don't remember.
Is the last book in the series going to be an adaptation of the first Hunger Game?
I don't know.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, that's probably.
I don't know. I wasn't into Hunger
That's
Games,
how I do it.
so I don't
like the
I don't
time
care that much.
the time before like or
Actually-
during the war, and then like this being established, the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I had a fun trajectory with the Hunger Games books because the movie was coming out and my friend owned all 3 books. And he's like, well, read the first book before the first movie comes out. I'm like, whatever. So I borrowed it and I really enjoyed the Hunger Games book. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And so he let me Catching Fire, and I really liked Catching Fire.
That's a good one.
And then he's like, and here's Mockingjay. Just, it's fine. And I read it, I'm like, oh, I do not like this one at all.
Yeah, it was a quick, like, hard crash. I sped read all of those books before the first movie came out, and I should have waited. Because I read the last one, I never watched all the movies.
The movie, okay, no, to be fair, the movies go on the exact same trajectory as the books. The Hunger Games movie,
I've heard.
pretty good, enjoyable. Catching Fire, definitely the best of them.
Never watched it. I've seen
I actually
some of
really
the
like
first
Catching
one.
Fire.
But
I actually really like their adaptation of Catching Fire. I think they did a really good job with it.
Yes.
It's actually a very loyal adaptation, which is kind of interesting.
I didn't
Like,
like
it's
that
probably-
book.
You didn't like Catching Fire?
No. It's
That is easily my favorite of those books. Yeah.
What's
But
his
regardless,
name is too annoying. I can't remember his name anymore.
which one?
The lead male. What's his
PETA?
name? Yeah, PETA.
Peter Malark?
Yeah. Actually, from the beginning, I've never liked PETA.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Just
Regardless, we've gone way off.
Yes.
yes.
So-
Anyway, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, both good movies. Cheyenne wins because she thinks they both have strong aspects of them, and both of you guys are wrong. Conclusion. Bye.
Wait, no, conclusion. Which do you guys think is better?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
Come
sure.
on.
The correct answer: Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or the wrong one?
So
I'm not gonna
let
fight
us
you.
know in
I'm
the
going to let the
comments.
audience prove me right.
Let us know in the comments. Do you prefer pedophile Willy Wonka or weird, wacky, we don't really know what's going on in your head kind of Willy Wonka?
Okay, that's not
Deranged.
super biased. Which do you prefer?
okay.
The weird wacky dude or the pedophile?
Okay,
Oh,
wait.
pedophile.
You forget that I do prefer that version of
I
Willy
know.
Wonka.
That's not a good way of presenting this.
Okay, I don't know anyone who doesn't think of him that way except for you.
All right,
My life is a lie.
That's it. That's where we'll leave it.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. Let us know your opinions in the comments. Even if they're wrong, it's okay.
Don't forget to hit subscribe. We just
And
want
button.
42 subscribers,
Please.
you know.
Can we get to 42
You don't even need
and
to hit
keep
the
it
bell.
there?
Don't hit the bell. It's okay. Just ignore our posts. Just hit subscribe.
We'll just keep putting out so many videos that it won't matter. We just need to get to 1,000 subscribers. Then I'll feel like I accomplished something and I can quit. As soon as we hit 1,000. Good luck, Chase. Bye.
Okay, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.